A gardener has a tray of native seeds in the refrigerator, a calendar full of treatment dates, and no idea which container is ready to sow. Another gardener is standing beside a narrow strip of compacted soil, trying to create a pollinator habitat without buying plants that will fail in the wrong conditions. Now compare those buyers with someone searching for garden journal. One is browsing, the other is trying to prevent a failed growing season. That difference is where a focused KDP product can beat a generic notebook. Welcome to KDP Low Competition Niches Daily. Today, we uncover a fresh, high-potential niche with strong demand and low competition. Here's your daily edge. We are looking at two related opportunities for native plant growers, a native seed stratification and germination log, and a pollinator habitat planner. And I want to make the editorial call early. If I were publishing only one first, I would start with the seed log. Its workflow repeats cleanly, its promise is easier to explain, and its regional risk is lower. The habitat planner is a strong follow-up product. Why the seed log first? Because the buyer already knows the pain. They have seeds with unusual requirements. They need to remember the source, the pre-treatment, the temperature, the moisture, the sowing date, and the moment germination finally appeared. A generic garden journal might give them one date box. It does not help them compare cold treatment with a different method or remember what happened after transplanting. A useful log turns scattered experiments into a personal reference library. Picture the first spread. A species profile, common name, botanical name, seed source, region or provenance when relevant, and the gardener's goal. Then a preparation record with the chosen method, start date, expected duration, temperature range, growing medium, container, and moisture checks. And this is where most weak interiors fail. They record what the gardener planned to do, but not what actually changed. So give the buyer observation pages. When was the container checked? What condition was different? When did the first seed emerge? Was the seedling igorous, delayed, or lost? What happened at transplant? Add a simple timeline and a final reflection. What worked? What changed? And what would I try next time? Those prompts create value because they help the gardener improve the next attempt. The book is no longer a notebook with a plant illustration. It is a record of decisions and results. The second concept solves a broader project problem. Imagine a small yard with morning sun, limited water access, and one narrow strip along a fence. The buyer wants a pollinator-friendly space, but they need to work within those constraints before purchasing a single plant. A pollinator habitat project planner can capture sunlight, soil observations, drainage, available space, water access, existing plants, and the project goal. Then the planner can connect the site to a design. Which plants fit the conditions? When might they bloom? How tall will they become? Where will they come from? Are there gaps in the season when very little is flowering? That bloom map is the important feature. The buyer is not merely listing plants. They are trying to create continuity. Add establishment watering, maintenance decisions, sourcing notes, and observation pages for pollinators and other wildlife. Do not promise a particular species will appear. Help the gardener notice and document what the site actually does. Now, suppose the phrase pollinator garden planner looks attractive, but the first page is filled with polished books. Meanwhile, native seed stratification log has fewer directly relevant competitors, but perhaps a smaller audience. Which one wins? Not automatically the one with fewer results. I would compare buyer urgency, the quality gap, review complaints, and whether the interior can solve a problem better than what is already available. That is the trap. A low result count is not the same thing as low competition. Build a worksheet before you build the book. Record the exact keyword, close variations, the visible Amazon result count, the number of directly relevant books, review counts for the top 10, publication dates, price range, and a quick quality score. Search variations such as Native Seed Starting Journal, Seed Stratification Log, Native Plant Garden Planner, Pollinator Garden Planner, and Habitat Garden Workbook. These figures are research inputs, not facts I am claiming for today. Verify them live because search results, rankings, prices, and reviews change. Read the recent reviews on competing books. Are pages too small? Are there too few spaces for multiple treatments? Does the habitat planner ignore bloom succession or maintenance? Is the book attractive but too shallow to use? One complaint proves very little. A repeated complaint across several relevant books is more useful. You are not copying the language or layout. You are looking for a customer problem that your original interior could address. Here is a safe way to use AI. Give it the search notes you actually collected and ask, group these terms by buyer task, including seed preparation, germination tracking, garden planning, habitat maintenance, and observation. Then identify which tasks suggest a reusable workbook rather than a general reading book. The model is organizing evidence. It is not inventing search volume, sales, or rankings for you. For review analysis, paste short, privacy-safe excerpts and ask, cluster recurring complaints, desired features, and signs of successful use. Separate repeated patterns from isolated opinions. Then ask which 3 interior features could address the strongest pattern without making botanical claims that vary by region. That final safeguard matters. AI can summarize. It cannot replace a knowledgeable gardener checking the finished content. Score both concepts from 1 to 5 for demand evidence, competition quality, buyer specificity, interior differentiation, and production feasibility. I would want an average of at least 4, with no category below 3 before paying for a polished cover and full build. Do not average away a fatal weakness. A beautiful interior cannot rescue a vague promise, and strong demand cannot rescue inaccurate instructions. The seed log may win on repeatable structure. The habitat planner may win on project value. Let the evidence decide the sequence. Let's make the economics concrete with one clearly labeled scenario. Imagine a 120-page black and white paperback priced at $14.99. Depending on marketplace, trim size, print cost, and royalty rules, suppose the estimated contribution is $6 per copy. That is not revenue. It is the amount left before advertising, software, taxes, and other business expenses. At 100 sales, the scenario produces $600 of contribution, not a promise of 100 sales. If your cover, proof copies, design tools, and initial testing costs $250, a $6 contribution means roughly 42 sales to recover that cash spend. That is a break-even calculation, not a demand forecast. Your time still has value. Compare the two concepts using the same assumptions. Then ask which one has the clearest promise and the best chance of leading to related products. A successful seed log could become species-specific additions. A habitat planner could branch by region or project size. You can test the seed log idea in 7 days. On day 1, capture competitors, keyword variations, prices, reviews, and weaknesses. On day 2, choose one audience and write one precise promise. On day 3, sketch 10 to 15 page types. On day 4, build a small prototype. On day 5, create 2 cover and subtitle directions. On day 6, show the prototype to relevant gardeners and ask what they would use, what is missing, and what feels confusing. On day 7, revise or walk away. Evidence earns the next dollar. Keep the quality controls strict. Native plant requirements vary by location, so label regional fields clearly and avoid universal promises. Have knowledgeable gardeners review botanical instructions. Do not lift distinctive language, descriptions, or page layouts from competing books, and make the cover complete the same sentence as the interior. For the seed log, emphasize pre-treatment, sowing, germination, and transplant records. For the habitat planner, emphasize site assessment, seasonal bloom planning, maintenance, and observations. A polished cover earns the click. Useful sample pages earn confidence. So here is the decision in plain language. Start with the native seed stratification and germination log if you want the tighter first MVP, a specific buyer, repeatable pages, and a clear record-keeping job. Keep the pollinator habitat project planner as the next product, especially if your research shows strong interest in site planning and seasonal maintenance. Both concepts can compete through specificity, thoughtful design, and trustworthy information. Neither requires you to shout into the crowded garden journal category. Your next move is simple. Choose one concept, collect 10 live search variations, and inspect the first page of directly relevant results. Write down what buyers praise, what they criticize, and what the existing interiors make difficult. Then use AI to cluster that evidence, not fabricate it. Build a small prototype before committing to a full book. Hidden gem niches are often hidden inside specific problems that broad research overlooks. If you have 3 niche ideas and no reliable way to rank them, my custom niche report and validation service can turn that uncertainty into a shortlist you can actually act on. You receive focused competitor research, keyword variations, buyer problem evidence, positioning options, and a practical validation path built around your publishing goals. No get-rich-quick promises, just clearer research and stronger decisions. That's your actionable niche for today. Apply it and watch your author business grow. See you tomorrow. Publish smarter, profit faster.